as in, I'm going to recommend a daily practice you can do to counter success amnesia. And it's a wonderful way for building confidence in a really authentic way. It's not a like, rah, rah, I'm brilliant, anything like that. It's just like, oh, wow, I did these things today that I had forgotten. And yeah, that makes sense as to why I was working late or why I was tired or why, whatever it might be, it's helping you take a breath, pause before you move on to the next thing, and how you need to just do. Hi, you're listening to the Feel Better Everyday podcast. I'm your host and producer, Eve Menezes Cunningham. I'm a trauma therapist and survivor, a clinical supervisor and supervisor's supervisor, author, columnist, self-care coach, where I integrate the psychosynthesis counselling, the yoga therapy, EFT, NLP, crystals, and more. NLP, and also an ADHD. And I'm also Rainbow Magnificat's human. So she was really shy for all the cat episodes, but here she is now. Every Tuesday, I share new episodes of the Feel Better Everyday podcast. And in each episode, I go through whatever the theme is using my Feel, Love, Heal framework. So it's something that's accessible for yourself to work with whatever you're working with. So the feel element is to do with active self-care. So that's that kind of lowercase s self-care. The love is the acceptance, the connection with divine love and loving yourself and recognizing you are part of the divine, that connecting with your miraculous self, that highest, truest, wisest, the uppercase S, that remembering you don't need to do a thing. You're already enough. You're not too much. You're worthy. You're lovable. You're part of the divine. We're all made of stardust. So just connecting with that around whatever issue you're facing, it can help you. I don't know if you can see little Rainy here. Little face, look at her. Connecting with that divinity within yourself and everyone can be really transformative and a peaceful way of going through life. And the heal element is the collective care. So the co-regulation, the when you've had enough time to deal with things, to let yourself just be, to regulate all those things. It can be then that post-traumatic growth, that co-regulation, the looking into ways to turn what's hurting your heart into a way to improve things for like yourself, your family, your communities, the world at large. So for today's episode 76, we're celebrating the autumn equinox, a time of balance and harmony on the 21st. And we're also celebrating the International Day of Peace. And that might sound quite strange because of everything that's going on in the world. So I'm going to share a resourcing technique today around success amnesia. So of all the things I've learned as a ADHDer, the term success amnesia explained my entire life and like kind of having low self-esteem for so long and self-loathing for so long and all the rest of it, and then realizing how that is so common with ADHD and trauma, with working memory issues, and we can do good stuff and completely forget it. I forgot I wrote a book. I've forgotten I've edited journals. I've forgotten columns. I've forgotten like huge pieces of work or huge like kind of things that were tough in life. And success amnesia is the phrase that explains why it's so prevalent for ADHDers. So by working with your own success amnesia, as I'll share some ways in this episode, it can not only boost your own self-esteem and confidence, or at least start chipping away at some of that self-loathing and internalized ableism, but it can also empower you to feel better able to speak up, to help others, to navigate so much of the insanity we're facing in the world things that we thought everyone had agreed were bad things left in the past, suddenly rearing their heads again, in order to stand up, in order to be able to resist, in order to help make the world a better place for yourself, your communities, and others. It's important that you are doing so from a place of safety, from a place of well-being, and by acknowledging your accomplishments. I know we've talked about the Dragon's Tail, which is a gorgeous somatic coaching exercise I talk about in the book, and I've talked about in another episode. I'll link to it in the show notes. But success amnesia is a daily practice, as in I'm going to recommend a daily practice you can do to counter success amnesia. And it's a wonderful way for building confidence in a really authentic way. It's not a like, rah, rah, I'm brilliant, anything like that. It's just like, oh, wow, I did these things today that I had forgotten. And yeah, that makes sense as to why I was working late or why I was tired or why, whatever it might be. It's helping you take a breath, pause before you move on to the next thing, and how you need to just do. So I hope you enjoy it. And as always, we'll start with the feel part of the Feel, Love, Heal framework. And I want to encourage you here to feel all the rage, all the fear, all the everything. Not act on it, but just recognize however it is you're feeling, getting it out of your body if you need to. Thich Nhat Hanh has a beautiful meditation helping to recognize the temporary nature of so many emotions, even really strong emotions. So when you feel yourself being hooked in to clickbait headlines or news, like if you can respond in a thoughtful, empowering, loving way, great. But if you're just getting yourself stressed out and kind of feeling despair for humanity and the state of the world and all of that, it's not helping you. You get to discern, you get to choose. But by recognizing your rage, by feeling all your feelings, you're going to be in a better position to do all of it. Sorry, little Rainy knocked the. Oh, bless her. Um, she took the webcam with her little paw. Oh, bless her. So think about, actually, don't think, feel. Just notice the most prominent feeling in your body right now. So the feel part of the framework is about active self-care and feeling better, that kind of the things we can do to regulate, and just identifying where you are, noticing what you're most conscious of. So it might be a prominent body sensation, it might be a prominent emotion, but notice whatever it is you're feeling right now and say, I feel whatever that is. It might be, I feel despair, I feel rage, I feel hope, I feel love, I feel joy, I feel pride, whatever it might be. Recognize. Think about it when you're caught by a post online or something on TV or something someone says, and when we're trying to live, we're trying to be peaceful, loving beings ourselves in a world in which there's so much going on that is so challenging and so polarizing. And it's trying to navigate doing what we can to help, but also staying sane and recognizing where you are in any given moment, noticing the somatic sensations in your body, noticing the energy, noticing your charge, your life force, your prana, your chi. Just, I feel whatever it is, I welcome whatever it is. And it's going to help you recognize, is now the right moment to continue with this conversation for like International Day of Peace. If someone is saying something quite provocative, there might be times where you're like, yep, I can ground, I can center myself, and I can speak up in a loving, respectful way that might actually help, like not just further polarize people, or nope, I'm just getting angry here, it's going to make it worse, I'm going to do something else instead. So just identifying how you're feeling is a very powerful thing. And I think you will also enjoy how quickly all feelings go. So it makes us less likely, any kind of mindfulness practice, to hold on to joy, hold on to the good things, because we recognize that everything is temporary. So let me know how you get on with that. I do love hearing from you. Moving on to the love part of the framework, it's that kind of uppercase self-care, the you don't have to do a thing, you are a wonderful part of the divine creature. You deserve love, you deserve acceptance. Just that alone can transform whatever issue you're working with. When we stop resisting, when we stop trying, when we stop arguing with reality, that kind of love, that acceptance, that support, it can, yeah, it's just really transformative. And that doesn't mean that it's easy, it's a practice. But notice how it feels if you want to be a force for love in the world, if you want to help make the world a better place. I love the idea of helping making the world a better place where everyone, wherever we're born or live, is safe, welcome, and loved and able to thrive. And love can, in this case for me, mean loving that kind of grandiose idea, like, who am I to think that I can help make a difference? But I believe everyone can help make a difference. And it's not about taking it all on yourself, but thinking what is important to you and how can you make what you're doing as loving, as peaceful, as harmonious for your nervous system, for your body, for your life, for your loved ones as possible. So it might mean sending love to the parts of yourself that may be tempted to hate other people for what they're saying and doing and posting and all of that. And it's like Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world. It's really hard when things are so charged. And the more you can remember that you're not just a human, you're not just a body, you are a soul as well. And you have that beyond the person energy and remembering that connection, which then moves us to the heal element, that collective care, that encouragement to speak up, to connect with others, to co-regulate, to heal in community. There is so much to be so outraged about, and community is what will help you feel better, to heal, and also to care for others as well as them helping care for you. We're living in a world in which so many of the most powerful people on the planet are using that power against people. And it's too easy to forget that you have so much power within yourself. You can connect with that ventral vagal energy as much as you can, and you can feel empowered by the idea of post-traumatic growth to just, I mean, again, with the success amnesia log, by noticing at the end of every night what you've done. So it might be who you spoke up for, it might be things you did at work, it might be having had a loving discussion with your partner instead of, it might be taking a breath and hugging your toddler instead of feeling impatient, or whatever it might be. Success amnesia is very worth overcoming because it will help you rise to the challenge of 2025 and all that we are dealing with, personally, professionally, globally, in our communities. When you remember all the things you have already accomplished, all the things you've already done, and you build on that, it's from a much more grounded and centered energy. and it makes it much more sustainable. There's not a huge gulf between what you're trying to do and feeling too tiny to make a difference. So I hope that gives you some ideas. Do email eve@selfcarecoaching.net if you want to let me know how you're getting on, or comment wherever you're listening to or watching this. And I read everything, and I do love to hear from you. In the Soul to Soul Circle tomorrow, there'll be an EFT tap along to help you really integrate some of this and feel empowered to take even 5 minutes a day to do this simple, and enormously effective practice to help you change the way that you feel about yourself and any challenges that you're up against. Just making a list. It might be that you make a list with pen and paper, or in your diary, or on your phone, or you might just even say it to your reflection as you're brushing your teeth. I did do. I'm proud of myself for do. Whatever it might be, just tiny tweak to your life, and it will help you make bigger steps in terms of what you're doing for yourself, for your communities, and for the world at large. So thank you for listening. I love sharing these. Next week, we're going to be talking about the tend and befriend response and people pleasing. I've just been interviewed for a UK national paper, so I think by the time that publishes, I'll be able to link to the show notes for the episode. But I got so excited talking to the journalist. I thought this needs a podcast episode of its own. So if you would like to subscribe, please do so. You can access full transcripts, show notes, links, and all the rest of it through the show notes wherever you're listening or watching on YouTube. And you can also get it through selfcarecoaching.net and the Feel Better Everyday podcast.com. You can find out more about joining the circle and the book, and you can potentially book a free telephone consultation if we have a mutually convenient time and you're interested in any of my self-care coaching or trauma-informed therapies or supervision. And I hope that you will keep a list. If you really want to ground this, it's really helpful not just to list what you're proud of yourself for having accomplished every day. And when I say accomplished, that sounds quite grandiose again. It's not like big things. It could be the tiniest thing, but it's building. Again, we retrain the nervous system with these micro moments, and just taking a moment to acknowledge the things that you've done. It's powerful. Reading them back, also really powerful. So it might be that you just write one thing you're proud of yourself for, but make sure you read it back every night. So you're building this long list, and it will change the way you feel about yourself. So have a glorious week. Sending lots of love from Westport on the west coast of Ireland, and have a brilliant week.